3.
Starting with your vehicle already backed up and aligned underneath the cup, the first thing you're going to need to do is make sure that the hitch is locked in the open position. Using one of the hitch pins, what you want to do is slide it through so that it's locked in the open position. The other ones that slide back, you'll want to slide them back to make sure they're in the locked position. Once it's in the open position, we're going to go ahead and drop the hitch onto the trailer, or onto the tow vehicle, onto the truck. As it drops onto the truck, when I think that it's made contact, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the pin, and you'll see the handle drop slowly as it latches onto the truck. Once I feel the weight off the hitch, or off the jack, and the hitch snaps shut, I know that it's locked. I'm going to reinsert the pin through the lower hole, locking the two vehicles together. I'm going to jack this back up to take the weight off the back end of the vehicle. Once I have some of the weight off the back end of the vehicle, I'm going to go ahead and attach the J-bars. The J-bars, being this J-shaped bar, attach using a notch on the top side aligned with the slot here. You're going to insert it from the bottom, turn it back towards the trailer, at which point it'll support itself. You're going to go ahead and do this on both sides. Once you have them inserted, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to add spring tension to these bars using the snap-up brackets. If your snap-up brackets are not already installed, you want to install them over the top of the chains. Once you're ready to go ahead and put spring pressure on, you're going to tip this down, and you're going to find the golden lift rod. It's important not to go any more than 4 loose links on your spring tension. When you do apply spring tension, you want to stand clear of the spring bar as you go ahead and put it up in case you slip and let go of it. You do not want your feet or any other part of your body in the way. Once you have it in full up position, you're going to insert the spring clip through the snap-up bracket, laying it down and ensuring that it's in the locked position. Then you're going to remove the bar and verify that the latches swing freely. These do not, so I'm going to take the tension back off, making sure I'm clear of it in case I let go of it, lower this, and then move the chains into a fashion where they will swing clearly when snapped up. So now that they swing clearly, I have them attached properly, and I'm going to reinsert this clip through the hole, laying it down to make sure it stays on. I have 2 loose links on this side, meaning I need 2 new loose links on the other side. The sides must match. To make sure that they swing clearly, the loose links will be above the tensioned link at the bottom. So when you clip it on, it's going to sit all the way down and on, and you can see that it's going to swing loose. When I put this side on, typically the second side has less tension than the first side. I still use the golden rod and the clip. Again, all the way until it's clipped down before I remove the golden rod. At this point you can set the golden rod aside. Now when you run the weight back down off the jack, it'll settle down in the spring bars and on the tongue of the vehicle, riding higher than when we had no spring bars on it, no J-bars. When you run your jack, make sure you run your jack all the way up as to not catch it in any gullies or on any curves. Now, once you have your jack run all the way up, the next most important thing to do is to connect your safety chains. We abide by the practice of crossing your safety chains. This side chain is going to go to this side. The passenger side chain goes to the driver's side clip. If the chains drag on the ground, you can twist them to shorten your chains. If they don't drag on the ground, you don't need to worry about it. You want to make sure you have a few inches of clearance from the ground to the chain to make sure that they do not drag. Once you have this done, the next most important part will be this guy. This is your emergency brake disconnect. It has a plastic plug on it that comes out of the receptacle. When this is out of the receptacle, your electronic trailer brakes do turn on. This must be attached to the tow vehicle in such a manner as to be actuated in case you become disconnected from the trailer. I like to feed mine through the top hole here or through where the safety chains attach and then pass the plastic piece through the loop. I'll reinsert the plastic piece and snap it in, making sure it's fully seated, at which point this guy is all set. The last part of your hitch is making sure that your electrical connector is plugged into the tow vehicle. There is an interlock tab on the top, as seen here. That goes to the top side. It interlocks with the lid of the tow vehicle, which you're going to lift the lid and hold it clear, and then fully insert until that lid settles down and locks behind the connector. You'll have to give it a good wiggle and push it forward so that it interlocks. Once it's interlocked, depending on the length of the pigtail here and the emergency brake cable, I will tie mine in through the hitch pin thusly. This will give you a safe hitch to travel down the road in for your travels around with your trailer and truck.